Okay, completely fine. Uh, so yes, we are just going to start our today's session with the topic quadratic equation. So when it comes to quadratic equation, what I want to specifically say is there are certain, I would say, type of questions that's always going to be repeating in the question paper. If you take I would say a question paper, so for example, a JEE question paper for a particular year, most of the questions will be of I would say most of them will follow a same type of pattern. When now you're doing these questions, you could just think about it. Okay, just hold on for a moment. So I think there are a lot of new students here. So our method is like we'll just start with one question. You can start solving it because all these topics, all these formulas you have studied in your classroom. So whichever formulas are relevant for the particular question, will be only discussing those portions. It's not like I'm not going to revise your theory. So I want all of you to start doing this question. This is a very, I would say, easy thing, or I would say a common type of format of question that comes in all the exams. I would say triply also. So yes, I have an equation that is x square minus 64x plus 256 equal to 0. The roots are given, it's alpha, beta, and you have to find the value of alpha cube by beta cube whole raised to 1 by 8, beta cube by alpha cube whole raised to 1 by 8. I know I have got the answer from one student. I want all of you to just start doing this question. So this question is like, this model is like repeating. There will always be changes in this part. It will be something like alpha plus beta or any other function type of thing. Okay. So the change is completely in this part. I want you to do the question. Yes, Manisha. Hi, good evening. Okay, I think 5 students have answered from this group. Yes. Okay. This is like becoming tough. I have answers as option A, B, and C. I got the answers as 2, 3, and 1. So it's a quick recheck to everyone who has already completed the question and given me answer. Just go to it. Just check. Okay, there is D also. So it's like I have the answer as 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's really tough. I want everybody to revisit the question and check if you have done any silly mistake, because we know all these competitive exams, they are going to have negative marking and it's really tough. So you have to be really careful when you're answering the question. So if alpha and beta are the roots of the equation x square minus 64x plus 256 equal to 0, then the value of alpha cube by beta raised to 5 whole raised to 1 by 8 plus the opposite is equal to. Okay, I think this is like I'm not going to take much of your time. Okay, completely fine. I think we'll just discuss how we'll be solving this question. The very basic concept that is related to solving any of these questions that's repeating everywhere is sum of roots and product of roots, minus b by a and c by a. That is something that you need to know. Whenever you encounter a question with this, what is going to help you? And if you have something like alpha and beta, the roots of the equation, something that's going to help you really is the very basic formula that you have studied. That's the sum of the roots and the product of the root. So what is the equation here? It is x square minus 64x plus 256 equal to 0. 0. So, what is actually alpha plus beta? What is actually alpha beta? 64 and 256. Alpha plus beta equal to 64 and alpha beta equal to 256. Now, you have to find the value of this. What you can do, you can just try to simplify this so that you'll have everything in the form of alpha plus beta and alpha beta. So whenever you encounter these type of questions, I want you to find out the sum and the product of these roots, and then you have to simplify whatever is given in the question. So here what it will be. The first part will be alpha raised to 3 by 8 by beta raised to 5 by 8 plus beta raised to 3 by 8 by alpha raised to 5 by 8. So here, when expanding, it will be alpha raised to 3 by 8 into alpha raised to 5 by 8 plus beta raised to 3 by 8 into beta raised to 5 by 8. So this will be cancelled and it will be something like alpha raised to 8 by 8, x raised to m, x raised to n. So alpha raised to 8 by 8 and beta raised to 8 by 8. It's divided by beta raised to 5 by 8 and alpha raised to 5 by 8. So alpha beta whole raised to 5 by 8. So you got everything in terms of alpha plus beta and alpha beta. This is like a very simple question, very easy for you to substitute. So alpha plus beta 64, alpha beta 256, whole raised to 5 by 8. So 256 is 2 raised to 8 and this is something that's cancelled. So 2 raised to 5. So 64 by 32, it is equal to 2. That's option A. So most of you have made a small mistake. You have tried to find out everything in terms of alpha plus beta and alpha beta. But what mistake you did will be in this section, will be in this part. So these are all very easy questions and very easy for you to score marks in these examination, but you have to be really careful. So whenever you're just doing the question, you have to be extra cautious, and I would advise you to just revisit it also. Just once, yeah, is this correct? Very quickly. So as you have done the question just a few, I would say seconds ago, it will be really easy for you to just find out if there is any small mistake that you have done. That is very, very important. Okay. I hope this question is clear. Can we move forward? I hope this question is clear. Can we move forward? It's a very simple question, and I would say a repetitive format of question that comes in competitive examination. This one is exactly the repetitive type of question that comes in competitive examination. Okay, I think there are a lot of yes. And please do, those students have given me the options wrong. Please do check what has happened. Okay. So the next question is, if alpha and beta are the roots of the equation 2x into 2x plus 1 equal to 1, then beta is equal to. Alpha and beta are the roots of the equation 2x and 2x plus 1 is equal to, equal to 1. Then beta is equal to. Okay, I'll just show the options also. The first one is 2 alpha into alpha plus 1 minus 2 alpha into alpha plus 1, 2 alpha into alpha minus 1 and 2 alpha square. And I want all of you to take this sessions as a, I would say mostly as a revision type of thing, where you can understand, yeah, how much you have studied, or what is actually the status, whether you're able to answer that question, whether you have made a simple mistake and all of that. So just invest this time in understanding what is your stand or where you are. It's just a self-analysis time. Okay. That is also very, very important. I think okay, Kureli and Ranjit, both of them gave me answers. Oh my God. 3 people gave me answers, but all the 3 are different. Option A, option B, option C. Okay. Completely fine. Yes, Tariq, Mohammed Tariq, if there is any query or anything, please do type that in the chat box. Then only I'll be able to understand it. And whenever you're typing something, please make sure you're using the chat box, not the Q&A part. Okay. Okay, okay, I hope you have given me the answers. Most of them are like option A, option B, option C. Completely fine. I'll just give you some more time. I want all of you to recheck the question. I want all of you to find out whether there is a silly mistake that you have done. And then we'll discuss this question. Okay. Beta in terms of alpha, yes. Okay. Okay, I think we'll just discuss this question. I hope you all have started with this part. Okay, I've just expanded it. Alpha and beta are the roots of this one. I've just expanded it. So this will be 4x square plus 2x equal to 1. That is 4x square plus 2x minus 1 equal to 0. I'll be able to find out alpha plus beta or a plus b or ab. So this case it's minus 2 by 4 and this is minus 1 by 4. So we got both of them, right? Now, as I need to find it in the beta terms, right? So I'm just going to rewrite this as 4 alpha square plus 2 alpha equal to 1. So I'm just going to take the 2 outside. So this is 2 alpha square plus alpha is equal to 1 by 2. Now, what is the format here? I already got something as alpha plus beta as minus 1 by 2. So if I'm substituting it, I have everything in terms of alpha and only one term in terms of beta. So I could just substitute it, right? So minus 2 alpha square plus alpha is equal to alpha plus beta because it's minus 1 by 2. Okay. Now what we'll do? We'll just solve it. This is minus 2 alpha square minus alpha is equal to alpha plus beta. So this will be minus alpha plus alpha. It's minus 2 alpha square minus 2 alpha. So I hope you got the answer. I think someone has typed. Okay. If there is anything, it's like when we are giving the permission to speak, when we are setting up the meeting like that, everybody will be talking and we'll not be able to control it. So that's why it is like this. Okay. So I hope this part you got. You understood this part. Now solving it, you'll be able to get this as beta is equal to minus 2 alpha into alpha plus 1. I don't know. I think a lot of students are saying, is there anything wrong? Okay, just a second. We'll just revisit the question once again. Maybe I have made some mistake. I don't know. So yes, 4x square plus 2x equal to 1. Okay. Now coming to this, 4 alpha square plus 2 alpha is equal to 1. I've taken 2. That is 2 alpha square plus alpha is equal to 1. This 2 here comes. It's 1 by 2. Alpha plus beta is equal to minus 1 by 2. Okay. So here I got a okay, I have just taken this here. So alpha plus beta minus 2 alpha square plus alpha is equal to alpha plus beta. So I have substituted it as uh, okay. Is this clear or still you are having any doubts? Okay, okay, completely fine, Manisha. Yes, I hope we'll move on to the next question. And one more thing, if there is anything that you want to discuss towards the end of the session, that's also possible. If you want any question to be discussed further, you can stay towards the end of the session and we both will be doing that question. Okay. Okay. Now coming to the next question, this is a very simple question. Okay. The product of the roots of the equation 9x square minus 18 mod x plus 5 equal to 0 is it 5 by 9, 25 by 9, 5 by 27, 25 by 81. This is a question where I would say, okay, I got answer as option A. Okay. Okay. This is a question where I have seen a lot of kids are making mistake. Okay, it's option A. It's option A. Okay. Most of them are saying it's option A. I don't know whether that's the correct answer. We'll just discuss it. But I think, yes. Somebody is asking, can you explain the previous question? Yes, we'll discuss it towards the end of the end of the session. Okay. So you can stay. I think it's Ram. So you can stay towards the end and we'll be discussing that question. I've noted it. Yes. Now I am confused if this is A. Okay. Now I think D also started coming. It's Siddharth, Manish, a lot of people have given me D. A is 5 by 9, D is 25 by 81. Okay. Okay. I think most of them are like A, D. The options that is coming in the chat box is like A or D. Okay. I think there is. Okay, Aditya. Okay, okay. I think we'll not waste much time. We're just going to discuss this question quickly. I know most of you will be having your exams around in the school. I don't want to waste most of your time. Okay. So this is the equation. 9x square minus 18 mod x plus 5 equal to 0. Those you feel, I'll be able to rewrite this, right? So mod x, I'm just going to substitute. Janvi, I have not read. Okay. If there is anything, please do type in the chat box. I'm not able to see your comment, Janvi. Okay. Yes. So this, if I'm just substituting mod x equal to y, I'll be able to write this as 9y square minus 18y plus 5 equal to 0. So 18y, it's minus 15y minus 3y. I'll be able to solve this as 3y minus 1 and 3y minus 5. So y is equal to 1 by 3 and 5 by 3. I got this, right? Now, what is it? It's mod x. So what is the possibility? It could be plus 1 by 3. It's like plus or minus 1 by 3 plus or minus 5 by 3. Now coming to the next part, that is what the question is asking us is the product of roots of the equation. So it's 1 by 3 into 5 by 3 into minus 1 by 3 into minus 5 by 3. That is 25 by 81. Most of us have thought it's 5 by 3, 1 by 3. We have never thought there is a plus or minus that's going to affect the answer. So all the kids who have answered A, you need to be careful about the signs also. It is something that you need to be careful. Okay. Is this question clear, children? I hope so. This is a very easy question. Yes. Ayush, we will do that. I am also trying to get it done. Okay. Don't worry. Yes. Coming to another question of the same series. I think I've taken most of the questions of the same type because I've seen this exact type of questions in AAA as well as J. And the only part that changes is the value of this one. This is, I would say, a proven format or a category or a type of question. So if alpha and beta are the roots of the equation, 7x square minus 3x minus 2 equal to 0, then the value of alpha by 1 minus alpha square plus beta by 1 minus beta square is equal to. They have given me these two are the roots of this equation. I need to find the value of this. I think I want all of you to start doing this question. The options are 27 by 32, 27 by 16, 3 by 8, and 1 by 24. Yes, Aradhana, I know your query. I am also working on it. Okay. I think, have you tried in the portal that I have mentioned earlier? Amrita CBT practice.in. Okay, I've checked with the team and they are saying it's working. So just wanted to check whether you have got the access to it. Some of the previous, it might be something that's mentioned as JEE previous year question papers, but most of the questions are like AEEE as well as JEE. I think most of the students have got it because I could see yes, yes in the chat box. I think you have got access to the portal. So please do check it. Okay. Okay, okay. So coming to this question, okay, 27 by 16. Okay, B is something that most, okay, two people are saying they're not able to see the screen. Is there any issue like that? I hope everybody is able to, okay, 27 by 32, 27 by 16. That are the options that I got. Is the screen visible to you? Okay, 27 by 32, 27 by 16. Okay. Okay. Okay, just a second, children. Please hold on. I'm just going to reshare it again. I've shared it again. If it's visible, please say yes in the chat box. Okay. Now we are going to discuss this question. So, this is the equation 7x square minus 3x minus 2. So, I'll be able to find out the roots, that is alpha plus beta and alpha beta. Okay, I got both the roots. Now, whenever you encounter anything, whenever you encounter these type of questions, what you need to do is you need to rearrange this in such a way that it is in this format that we have already discussed. That is a plus b, sorry, alpha plus b or a plus b and alpha minus b. Okay. Now, you could just simplify this. How? Alpha into 1 minus beta square plus beta into 1 minus alpha square divided by 1 minus alpha square into 1 minus beta square. So, this is alpha minus alpha beta square plus beta minus beta alpha square by 1 by alpha square into 1 by, sorry, 1 minus alpha square into 1 minus beta square. Okay. Now, we are just going to expand it to find out, is there anywhere where you will be able to substitute? You will be able to change these terms in alpha plus beta and alpha beta. So here it's already alpha plus beta. Here you could just take alpha beta outside. So it will be beta plus alpha. And this you could expand. This will be 1 minus alpha square minus beta square plus alpha square beta square. Here also you know the equation, right? Alpha plus beta the whole square. It's a square plus 2ab plus b square. So you can substitute for a square and b square like alpha square, beta square. So I have just resubstituted for it. Use the same equation. You could simplify this part also. And once you have simplified this part, you have everything in terms of alpha and beta, right? You know the value of alpha plus beta and alpha beta. 3 by 7 is alpha plus beta and alpha beta is 2 by 7. You could just substitute for those values. So 3 by 7 into 1 plus 2 by 7 by 1 minus 3 by 7 whole square minus 4 by 7 plus 2 by 7 whole square. Solving this, you'll get 27 by 16. That is option B. I think a lot of students have got the option B. And there was one more option in the chat box, which was 27 by 32. I think you made a small mistake in the calculation. That's why you got that answer. So yes, I'll just show this question once again, because somebody is already asking. So this is the first part. You have to, what you need to be careful about is, I need everything in terms of the solutions, alpha, beta or alpha plus beta. So at some place you might be stuck in this portion, alpha square minus beta square. Take the minus outside, alpha square plus beta square. Or you can even substitute for alpha square minus beta square. That is also possible. So once you change this in the form of alpha, beta and alpha plus beta, substitute the value and then solve it. Okay. Here what I have done. Okay, just a second, children. Yes. This is 3 by 7 whole square minus 2 into 2 by 7 plus this is 2 by 7 whole square alpha beta whole square itself. So what it will be? 3 by 7 into 1 plus 2 by 7, that is 3 by 7 into 9 by 7, which is 27 by 47. This is 1 minus 9 by 49 minus 4 by 7. So this, when you're solving, you will get 37 by 49. This is something like 4 by 9. So 1 minus 37, you could solve this too, right? So 37, 49 minus 37. Okay, I have just added it, I think. Yes. So 27 by 49 divided by 1 minus 37 by 49 plus 4 by 49. So you can solve this and you'll get the 27 by 16. I hope you all got this answer. Is this question clear? Can we move forward? I think, Janvi, I would request you to just type whatever query is there. I'm just looking into the chat box itself. I know you have been raising hand, but I'm not able to understand what is your query. It's not being typed in the chat box. So please do that. So yes, this is the next question. I hope the screen is visible to everyone. If a and b are real numbers such that 2 plus alpha whole raised to 4 is equal to a plus b alpha, where alpha is minus 1 plus I root 3 by 2, then a plus b is equal to. Okay, thank you, Janvi. I hope you are not having any queries. Harik and Venkatraman raised your hands. Okay, where can you get it? I'll get back to you on that. Okay, is it option? Is it 9? Okay, let's check whether the option is 9. That's Manisha. So the options are 9, 33, 57, and 24. If A and B are real numbers such that I want all of you to just quickly write down the essential details of this question. I always advise you to do that whenever you're solving. And always write down the question in such a way that you will be able to understand it whenever you revisit. That's why I'm always asking you to keep that book specifically for this purpose. So if a and b are real numbers such that 2 plus alpha whole raised to 4 is equal to a plus b alpha, where alpha is equal to minus 1 plus I root 3 by 2, and what is a plus b? So I'm just going to stop share just for a moment. And yes, requesting everyone to solve this question. And we'll just resume. Okay. I think I got an answer as 57. Okay. Which is option C. I got an answer as option B, that is 33, and option A. I think majority is like option A, that is 9, I think. Okay. I think Narasimham has raised their hand. I want you to type whatever query you have in your in the chat box. I hope we can discuss this question. I think there are a lot of queries. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, screen is not visible. Okay. I hope it's visible now. Now coming to solving the question. In the question, when you read it, A and B are real numbers, and this is what the part is given. And they have given alpha is equal to minus 1 plus I root 3 by 2. I hope you have studied what is omega, right? It's minus 1 plus I root 3 by 2. So we'll start solving this question by substituting for alpha is equal to omega. So 2 plus omega whole raised to 4 is equal to A plus B omega. I hope all of you uh, hope the screen is visible because why you are still typing, it's not visible. Yes, Manisha, it's just to help you revise the topics and help you crack the exam, make you understand, yeah, this is something that's going to happen in AAA also, maybe the same type, the same pattern of questions. That's it. So yes, 2 plus omega the whole raised to 4 is equal to a plus b omega. You can write this as 2 plus omega square, the whole square is equal to a plus b omega because it's asking me a plus b. Now, when I'm trying to expand this, we all have studied these two equations, right? Omega cube equal to 1 and 1 plus omega square is equal to 0. So here, you can resubstitute for it and you can just simplify those terms or simplify this equation. So it will be like 4 plus 4 omega plus omega square, the whole square is equal to a plus b omega. Now, coming to the simplification part, using what we know is 1 plus omega square equal to 0 and omega cube equal to 1. So here, nothing happened. I've just rearranged these terms. So 4 into 1 plus omega square whole square. So 1 plus omega, you'll be able to write this as minus omega square. So 4 minus 4 omega square plus omega square, that is 3, right? So minus 3 omega square whole square equal to a plus b omega. So when you compare, after solving this to this, when you compare the terms with omega, it's 9. So b is 9. What is a? It's actually 0. So what is actually a plus b? It's 9. I think almost all of you gave me the correct answer, right? That's what we have studied in quadratic equations and complex numbers. This value, I hope everybody remembers, right? So when are you, it's like we have seen some questions of the same type, right? But no question has given me something. Any of the previous question has given me something like alpha is equal to minus 1 plus I root 3 by 2. So whenever you come across this, you need to relate it to the complex part that you have studied, complex numbers part that you have studied. And in the chapter, we have studied omega is equal to minus 1 plus I root 3 by 2. Because you can't follow this question or you can't solve this question when you're substituting for alpha is equal to this value. It is going to be, I would say, complicated. It's going to be really complex when you're directly substituting this value. So at this point, you need to understand, yeah, that's omega. I need to substitute it and you can solve it. That way also you can do, but this is the simplest way. Can we move forward, children? I think no one is replying. Can we move forward? I hope this question is clear. And I was able to give you an idea on why that omega. Okay. Now coming to the next question, another same category, same type of question. Alpha and beta are the roots of the equation x square minus 3x plus b equal to 0. Gamma and delta are the roots of the equation x square minus 6x plus q equal to 0. Another clue. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta form a geometric progression. So it's something related to GP. It might be. Okay. They're asking us to find out the ratio of 2q plus p and 2q minus p. So where is actually p and q? In this equation, you could see it is x square minus 3x plus p equal to 0. And here you could see x square minus 6x plus q equal to 0. The question is asking you to find out 2q plus p divided by 2q minus p or the ratio. Okay. So I want all of you to start doing the question. It's almost on the same way that we are doing, right? Is my voice clear? Because Anjana has typed, it's okay. Thank you, Aradhana. I think somebody has given me an answer. But I want all of you to just give me the answers and then we'll start discussing. And the one who has given the answer, I want you to just revisit the question and make sure there is nothing wrong in the way that you have done. Okay, I got an answer as 5:3. I got an answer as 9:7. Oh my God. It's B, C, D. Okay. Almost all of you are giving me answers as B, C, D. That is 5:3, 3:1, 9:7. Okay. So please do start doing the question. So just in another 2 minutes, we'll be discussing it. Okay. Just in another 2 minutes, we'll start discussing. I want all of you to recheck the question and find out what you have done is correct. Okay, there is option D. Okay. I could see somebody typing screen is not visible. Is the screen not visible to all of you? Okay. Okay, just hold on for a moment. I will just reshare it. I think maybe due to the network issue only it's happening. I don't know. Because I could see a lot of people typing. My voice is also not clear. Okay. I would, I'll try to be louder also. Okay. So yes, I think we'll discuss the question. A very simple question, but it's these type of questions also comes. Okay. Now, what is given? This is one equation, roots are alpha and beta. This is another equation, gamma and delta. Now they have given me these are in geometric progression. I need to find out this thing. So when it's geometric progression, roughly you know how it will be. AR square, AR cube, right? So I'm just going to assume, yeah, alpha could be A, beta could be AR, gamma could be AR square, and delta could be AR cube. Now, when you have these two equations, you'll be able to find out the sum and the product of roots for all of them. That is something like alpha plus beta, alpha beta, gamma plus delta, gamma delta. That is something which you will be able to find out with these two equations. Because we are just focusing on those type of problems only for today, right? So yes, the first part is alpha plus beta, that is A plus AR, which is equal to 3. The second one is alpha beta, that is A square R, which is equal to P. Now the next equation, the same one. Here also you need to find out what the roots. So first one is gamma plus delta, that is AR square plus AR cube. That will be 6. And the second one is gamma delta, which is equal to cube. Now in this case, if you're just taking this R square outside, you have A plus AR, which is actually 3. So if you're substituting it, you'll be able to find out that value of R. R is equal to 2. Sorry, R square is equal to 2 and R is equal to root 2. I hope up to this, it's clear to all of you. Now, coming to the part that is something which is given in the question, we need to answer for this one. 2q plus p by 2q minus p. What is actually q? Q is actually gamma delta. What is actually p? It's alpha beta. So you could just substitute for it and you could substitute these values directly. 2 into AR square into AR cube plus AAR divided by 2 into AR square into AR cube minus AAR. So from these terms, you can take A square R outside. So A square R into 2 R raised to 4 plus 1 by 2 R raised to 4 minus 1. So what is actually R? R is actually root 2. So R raised to 4 will be 4 only. So 2 into 4 plus 1 by 2 into 4 minus 1. It's 9 by 7. That's option D. I hope it's clear to all of you. I know a lot of students have given the answers as C and D. Okay, just a second. Somebody is requesting to show the options again. I've just changed it. It's 33 is to 31, 5 is to 3, 3 is to 1, and 9 is to 7. So just a very simple question where whatever is given in the question, you have to frame it in such a way that you will be able to find out what is being asked in the question. Okay. So the initial part is finding out the roots and all. And as it is given in the GP format, you can use that also because the roots are given as alpha, beta, gamma, delta. Now 2q plus p. Q and p in terms of the roots, it is gamma, delta, alpha, beta. So you have the values there in terms of a and r. Substitute for that and try to remove the a because you know the value of r, right? So then resubstitute and you'll have the answer as 9/7. Is this question clear? Can we move forward? I know you could see the next question here itself. But just for a clarification, I'm just asking, is this question clear? Can we move forward? I think Sanjay is also here. I hope you're getting an idea about these questions. Okay, completely fine. Thank you, Navya. So yes, moving to the next question. Alpha and beta are the roots of this equation. X square plus px plus 2 equal to 0. 1 by alpha and 1 by beta are the roots of this equation. 2x square plus 2qx plus 1 equal to 0. Then the value of alpha minus 1 by alpha, beta minus 1 by beta, alpha plus 1 by beta, beta plus 1 by alpha is equal to. So it's like you have started doing, I would say, some questions of the same category. So now you don't need to refer to these questions when you're preparing for that examination. So you're like pakka or you're like cleared in this area. So just start doing the question. Alpha, beta and are the roots of the equation. X square plus px plus 2 equal to 0. 1 by alpha, 1 by beta are the roots of the equation. 2x square plus 2qx plus 1 equal to 0. Value of alpha minus 1 by alpha, beta minus 1 by beta, alpha plus 1 by beta and beta plus 1 by alpha is. Okay, I'm so sorry, Aradhana. I'll just show the options. Just a second. So the options are 9 by 4 into 9 minus p square, 9 by 4 into 9 plus q square, 9 by 4 into 9 minus q square, and 9 by 4 into 9 plus p square. It's a combination of everything. It's like 9 by 4 into 9 minus p square, 9 by 4 into 9 plus p square. 9 by 4 into 9 plus q square, 9 by 4 into 9 minus q square. So you have to be really cautious. A sign is going to create negative marking. I got 9 by 4 into 9 minus p square. Okay. And another answer is 9 by 4 into 9 minus q square. And I would give you one more example. The same type of question comes in examination with different values also. It's like alpha minus 1 by beta, beta minus 1 by alpha. Those type changes also comes in this question. Okay. Most of them have opted for A. Okay. We'll just wait for 1 or 2 minutes and then we'll check. There are previous year questions of JE also, but there might be some changes. Okay, okay, Manisha, completely fine. You have just gone through this yesterday, completely fine. Okay. And I hope everybody knows that concept also. If both the options are same in an examination, it's like whoever has, I would say, clicked or given that both the option, then you'll get the answer. I've not checked on that. I've just checked on the manual and I got the answer. Question bank. Okay. But here, most of the kids are answering for A. I think let's check it. And somebody has typed that A and C both will be correct. Okay. We can just refer that. Just a second, children. Okay. That's what I have told. The same question can come in our exam also, but there might be a slight change. Okay. Some of them are from JE, and when you closely observe, there will be a slight change in the question. Okay. Now moving on. So yes, with the equation, you have to find out the roots. So the first case is this equation. So here alpha plus beta minus b, alpha beta, it's 2. Now 2x square plus 2qx plus 1 equal to 0. 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta minus q. It's 2q by 2, so it's gone. 1 by alpha, 1 by beta, it's 1 by 2. Now you just need to substitute for the values. What is it actually? Alpha minus 1 by alpha, beta minus 1 by beta, alpha plus 1 by beta, beta plus 1 by alpha. So this is alpha beta minus beta by alpha minus alpha by beta plus 1 by alpha beta. This is also alpha beta plus beta by beta, it's 1. Alpha by alpha, it's 1. Then 1 by alpha beta. So this is alpha beta plus 1 by alpha. Okay, you can just close this. It is b square minus, sorry, beta square minus alpha square by alpha beta. This is alpha beta plus 2 plus 1 by alpha beta. So here also you can use the same way because it's something common in these type of questions, something really common in this type of questions. So you could just substitute for that, and yes, I've resubstituted it here. This is alpha plus beta whole square minus 2 beta alpha. Okay. Now, from the question itself, we know alpha plus beta equal to minus p. Alpha beta is 2. 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta minus q. 1 by alpha beta is equal to 1 by 2. So I've substituted all of them, and I would also check which option we got. Just a second. Yes. So here, this is 2 plus 1 by 2 minus p square minus 4 by 2 into this is 9 by 2. So here this will be 9 minus p square by 2 into 9 by 2. That is okay. 9 by 4 into 9 minus p square, which is option A. I'll just check for option C also because I think most of them. Yes, children, most of them are JE also. Because the same type of question, or I would say the difficulty level, a little bit less type of questions comes in AEEE. Now, just a second. Okay. Aradhana just wanted to understand. Yes, C is also correct. So if you're taking any of the options, you'll get the answer. So in most of the cases for AEEE, there will only be one correct answer. That also you need to think. Okay. Now, Aradhana, I'm not able to understand what you have typed. I think there is a map, but the question is not clear. Okay, I'll check with C and then come back to you. Okay, just give me some time. So students, I think that's all for today's session. I don't want to take a lot of your time. So I just want to collect some feedback from you. How was the session? Are you able to understand the pace in which I'm saying? I just want to understand what extra you need. Do you want me to discuss the theory? If there is anything else, okay, I'll stay here for some more time. Those who have completed it, I just want this because then only I'll be able to change the methodology or whatever you need. I'll be able to add it and discuss it with you next time. Okay. Vaishak, actually, before the session, in the initial 1 or 2 sessions, we have discussed. I just asked the children whether they want theory or something. So what most of the kids answered is like they will just look into it and they'll come because they want me to describe. Yeah, I'll just look into this chapter next day. So most of them are like, yeah, if you're saying that, then it's okay. We'll just quickly discuss it and then come back to you. So if that is okay, then it's completely fine. Okay, most of you might be feeling a difficulty in class 11th theory, completely fine. I do understand that. Okay. And just a tip to everybody here. This is something which I got from different people. So the first one is, I hope everybody is keeping that, I would say, error book. It is something that is really advisable. keep a book which is book or anything, any, I would say notepad or anything, maybe in a book where you are doing the problems, you can just take the other side and make a note of errors that you're actually making. That is very, very important. So whenever you understand, yeah, these are the types of errors that you're making, you could just revisit. It's not about writing the whole question, just only the errors. I'm not telling you about the substitution or anything. Maybe you're not able to recognize, yeah, this is actually omega that you've studied in the complex numbers. When you're not able to recognize, now the pattern or the style of questions is something like mixing of chapters, right? It's not like you'll not, these questions are completely from this chapter, but most of the questions that is coming is like you have to use 2 or 3 concepts, even if it's physics, chemistry, all the subjects, it's a mix of different concepts. So you just need to check on it. Okay. So yes, I'm just planning to look into the questions. So the first one is you want me to check whether the option C is there and you want me to discuss the question 2. Okay. So I'll just recheck both of them and we'll get back. We'll start with those 2 questions in the next session. Yes, we'll obviously have. Just a second, children. I hope you all got the creatives of the okay. Just a second. Next chapter is something called trigonometry. So I want all of you, whenever you're free, whenever you're just doing something, whenever you're traveling, you could just revise the question formulas of trigonometry. You could just look into the questions and come for the next session. Okay. Manisha, please type it in the chat box. Okay, I think somebody is saying screen is not properly displayed. I am also not. Okay, Ishant. Okay, thank you, Nihar. I hope we'll be able to improve. It's not like this chapter carries highest mark. I would say almost all the chapters that you're studying in 11th and 12th, we'll have questions from all the chapters when it comes to AAA. Okay. Almost all the chapters, there'll be at least one question. And please don't worry because every paper that we are setting will have a particular level of easy, medium, and difficult question. Manisha, I'm okay. AAA applications are already open. First phase is from January, I think 16 to 22. Second phase is after your board exams, most probably May. And the last date to apply for phase 1, it is January 2nd. Okay, I completely understand. Okay. Admit card and everything will happen in January only. And thank you so much, children. I do take a note of the questions that you want me to just go through. I'll just go through it. I'll sit on it. And then most of the syllabus is same. Madheshwar, I think. Okay. Most of the syllabus is something same as that of JE, but the difficulty level will be less only. The date and time you can choose, Rohan. Which date you want, which slot you want, that you can choose. And there is nothing like I'll not be able to say, yeah, this cut off, that cut off, and all. So kindly please avoid those type of questions. And I hope, yes, I was able to give you some idea about, yeah, this is going to happen. It's an offline exam. You have to, it's an online exam happening in test centers. You have to go there, railway systems, you have to write it there. Yes. So thank you so much, everyone. Okay. Thank you all. So next week, please do revise or just go through trigonometry questions and come back. Okay. Yes. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good day.